well, isn't that wonderful? I just started your reading and then I just was talking to a black screen. It's like, what? It must be recording at full HD. Then it switches off after some 32 minutes or something. Damn. That was not the idea. Anyhow, we're just going to continue. Your reading number 3, Penthesilea, the guild. If guild does come up for you during this Venus retrograde, and then likely it's going to be, especially at the beginning, during when Venus is in Scorpio, so the month of October likely, feeling guilty doesn't mean to say you actually are guilty of something. It can also be that you're going to feel guilty because of someone else is going to make you feel guilty. You did that to me and blah blah blah, that kind of stuff, and then you start to feel guilty because you likely are going to feel quite sensitive because of this Venus retrograde, right? So yeah, that can be, well, quite shitty. It's difficult when you feel guilty to find your center again. That's probably why also I felt the sacral chakra, because the sacral chakra is all about relating with other people, emotions as well, emotions, feelings, and it's an outgoing energy, expressing yourself, and that might get affected because you feel guilty, right? And that is a shitty place to be. That is a shitty place to be. So it could really help for you to protect your sacral chakra, the second chakra, either with crystal or visualization. Visualize a rose in front of it. Gold, white or red are very good choices because they're very high energy, these colors. And yeah. And then with the, I basically see that with the tarot cards as well, the 3 Wildwood tarot cards I got for you. This is the, I don't even know what it is, the Page of Stones, because I just go for the image and the caption with this deck, not for page of this, that and the other, not so much. 4 of Vessels, Boredom, and the Empress. This is the Empress card, the Green Woman. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say, because I lost that just now. The sacral chakra, if that gets affected by guilt, is likely gonna kind of numb you. You know, when you feel guilty, you're not really gonna do anything much, express yourself. You're just gonna sit there, feel guilty, and it's numbing. It can be very paralyzing, and that's what I see in this card as well. So. And this is completely not the normal default description of that card. But if I look at the links, I see him kind of like sneaking around. Not because he is being sneaky, but he's trying to hide because of that. To not be seen, to try to hide, and because you feel guilty. Yeah, really feeling guilty and moving that way then as well, not standing tall anymore in your own knowing that actually you didn't do anything wrong. Or there's always 2 sides to a story as well, because even if you did something wrong, so to speak, then you likely had a reason for doing that. Right, and I see that it's going to really be difficult for you during this retrograde if you chose this number to stay in your center, to stand tall and empowered in your own inner knowing that you are a good person, and you know you're really going to be quite affected by this guilt stuff, whatever it is, and yeah. But then there is the Empress card, the Green Woman, and that always makes me feel like healing. Healing is important with the cauldron with that yeah, milk in it, the white liquid. I'm gonna go for milk. Healing, forgiving, forgive yourself, forgive other people if need be. Center yourself as much as possible as well. And again, the sacral chakra. Again, that sacral chakra. I have to feel for a second, okay? I had a few other cards for you deliberately as well. going to draw an extra card. I think... Yeah, no, daring to be vulnerable. Daring to be vulnerable is going to be important. And yeah, that's also part actually of the Penthesilea message. That if you indeed did something wrong, or did something not necessarily wrong, but that did upset or hurt someone else, that makes you then feel guilty afterwards. Own up for, you know, take responsibility for it. Towards the other person, if need be, because that's part of the healing process for you as well, for them, but also for you. And dare to be vulnerable, dare to talk about it, because that's going to empower you again. That's going to be better than just sneaking around, right? Out of guilt. Out of guilt. You don't want that, or being numbed out of guilt. Not knowing what to do and feeling bad and guilty and all. It's just such a shitty place to be if you feel guilty. And if you dare open up and take ownership of whatever happened, talk about it if need be, and then you can come to forgiveness. I can feel that now myself. In my heart chakra is now open. I can feel that. Then there can be healing. Then there can be forgiving of whomever, and including yourself. And then you get back to feeling empowered again. That's what's needed. That's really what is needed. So yeah, that's basically the most important message for you to try and do that. So if it concerns someone else, try to communicate with them. If that isn't possible, if it's a different situation, do that within yourself. Really go through it and you know, and see what actually happened, and what your part of that was in there, and what wasn't actually your part, why you made that decision or why it happened, that sort of stuff. That's going to be different for everyone, because this is not a personal reading, and I feel different stuff coming up. For a number of you, I feel that it's actually to do with something you did in the past, but there's also going to be a number of people who chose this, who actually are made to feel guilty by someone else, why they shouldn't feel guilty at all. All right? So I hope that is still helpful. What you get out of it, or how you come through it, or what you can gain from this experience after this retrograde. And we have the co-create card from the Wisdom of the Oracle, which is a very beautiful card, absolutely beautiful. I'm going to read that out, all right? It's about inspiration, fruition, manifestation, creativity, which also ties into, with this card, the Empress card, the Green Woman, very feminine energy. She's pregnant, so it's about creation. It's also inspiration and all that stuff. And the Sacral chakra, right? Going out. Outwards going energy, expressing yourself, which is also creative. The relationship message, I'm going to stick with that because yeah, don't know why, somehow feels important. Connections of the heart serve to inspire you, opening you up to new ideas that you would never have come to on your own. That's what a relationship is about. Any relationship, really, friendship as well, but especially a love relationship, right? If they don't inspire you and make you feel alive, and yeah, relationships are about co-creating. You are looking in a mirror held up by this experience and seeing yourself in an unexpected way. Who is this extraordinary being looking back at you? This is afterwards, right? You are going to be so happy that you kept your heart open. Your love is a unique work of art now, after this entire thing, the very embodiment of beauty. So that's what you can get out of it. If you work through whatever happened to you or is going to come up during this retrograde concerning this guilt stuff, if you really work through that and tap into your yeah, this, what I told with this card, opening up, talk about it, take ownership, take responsibility. Also look at what actually really happened. Were you really wrong? Were you really guilty? Is there reason for you to feel guilty? Actually, I don't think there ever is reason to feel guilty, because if you were wrong, then you take responsibility, right? And yeah, and this is what you can get out of it later on. So then you're going to be far more empowered. You're going to be, yeah, that open heart again. That I just said that, right? I feel my heart go open up, my heart chakra. And then this mentions something like that. You're going to be so happy that you kept your heart open. So that is very important. If it's going to come up, this whatever that happened, the guilt stuff, that you keep your heart open and deal with it from the heart, from love. Then you're going to get to this afterwards. Righty, I hope that is helpful and that it resonates, and I hope it's not going to be too bad with whatever comes up with this. And I'm wishing you a beautiful month and a half, right? It's 40 days, the Venus retrograde grade, 40 days, so a month and a half. And thank you for watching.